And this is beautiful St. George's in Paphos. It's beautiful. Such a beautiful place. Lots of sailing boats out, fishing boats, all kinds of activities going on here. And I think it's so nice to just to come out and to see things rather than being stuck in the office, for example. You know, get out, try and find something beautiful. This is what I call nature walking, even though it's the coast. And you can see this beautiful island over there. There's an island here with these really unusual birds that you know, you can't go on the island anyway, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. But I just thought I'd show you some of the things when I go for my walks on a Saturday. This gives me energy. Like, for some reason, coming to the water or walking up to where the woods are and just being at one with nature just gives me, it really supercharges me. There's a chapel, a church, which I'm going to show you here shortly as well. But you know, it's just so beautiful to be able to come out and do this. You know, I remember when I was working so hard, when I was in the UK, I didn't even have time to get to see nature. I just got in my car and drove, you know, and then I do what I needed to do, and then I get in my car and then I'm back again, you know. And I'm glad that, you know, I'm going to be 60 this year, for example, and I'm so blessed that I finally made it here in Cyprus, something I wanted to do from 15 years ago. I wanted to be in Cyprus 15 years ago, and I used to watch location every week, twice a week. And you know, I was like trying to find out where we want to move to. You know, that was even 15 years ago. And I'm so blessed that I'm able to experience this beautiful part of the island. It's such a blessing. And like I said, get out, visit, see who is in your community that needs your help, because we are one. We're human beings, we are one. We should be connecting with one another, just like how nature, we connect with nature, water, you know, the waves of the water, the energy and the fresh air that you get from water is just amazing. Our body is the majority of water, so that's such a beautiful place here. And like I said, I love walking. I will walk for days and days, and I always have been that way from a young child anyway, so there's nothing different there. But this is amazing that I can actually come out and see this beauty that is around me. Just look at that, absolutely gorgeous. Sun is out, lovely fresh breath air, but it's still warm, you know, and I'm still able to really enjoy this. You can probably hear the waves crashing against the shores, and look at the big wave coming up here, for example. And I just wanted to show you just a bit of my day in life on a Saturday. And I'm not doing this to brag and boast. I'm doing this hopefully for motivation to get you to go out, you know, because I've lived in UK, I've lived in America, for example, and I want you to be able to go out and just get some fresh air and to think and recharge your batteries for the week ahead, for example. And for me, doing this enables me to start my week fresh because I've poured into myself. And like I said, this is beautiful because listen, I've come from the projects. I lived in the projects in Nottingham in the UK, as well as in New York, Bronx, New York, for example. And for me to have transformed and quantum leaped here to Cyprus, it is a miracle from God, and I have to be grateful to God for that, because I've been able to transcend to quantum leap from New York, Bronx, New York. Although it was good, the projects, don't get me wrong, living in the projects for me at that time, we still had community back then. It still was, although it was for low income housing, for example, it still was a nice place to be. And I think that's probably because we took the best parts out from it. Don't get me wrong, when I was in Bronx, New York, I would hear, gunshots on a regular basis, but I filtered that out and I went into work because I was working for a law firm. And back then, I was young, and they had funds from the US where if you came from an underprivileged household, you could get a good job. And I was able to get a good job, which really gave me a good start. And that was where I was able to learn how to be a paralegal secretary. And then I was able to then apply for a job with the law firm, and they gave me the job not because of the scheme, but also because of my accent and that I was able to type fast enough. It wasn't really about the colour of my skin, although that scheme did send me in for an interview, for example. And this is where I want to quash some of what is being said, that people weren't talented, etc. People are talented. They've worked hard to get to where they are and gone through a lot, and they've made it. And look, I was given that opportunity with a law firm in New York, Broadway, and I will always be thankful to them because they gave me that head start. It changed my life around. And look at me, quantum leap here today, coming up to 60. Back then I was about 18 years old when I was working for the law firm. They treated us well. It was a brilliant job. And just to follow on from how it's helped me, being in America, going to high school, it really taught me about Martin Luther King and what he stood for. And also it made me realize, by moving to America, even though it was the Bronx and we were in one of the projects, for example, in Bronx, New York, I learned that I could be whatever I want to be, and that you can have a dream and to be successful. I saw living in the projects not as a permanent thing. I saw it as a temporary thing, but also I saw it as a kick up the backside for me to achieve my goals, because although I lived there and it was a temporary thing, so I knew that living in the projects in Bronx, New York wasn't a permanent thing. And I'm so grateful that I did live there. I don't regret living there because there was a community still. There was my family, my friends, who I'm still in touch with today from that. So I would never have met one of my bestest friends who lives in America now, who is amazing. So I've met some really great people there in the projects, as well as my family members, us coming together as unity with cousins, etc. So I then left America due to domestic violence, and I moved to Nottingham. And I ended up in council accommodation, again, low housing accommodation. And basically, like I said, all the things that I've been through in my life, especially when I was working for the law firm in America, it taught me that I can be anything that I want to be. And I have a decision. I can make that decision to be who I want to be. And I believe if I wasn't given that chance in America, working for that law firm, it gave me such an eye-opening of what I can achieve in life. And when I moved to, like I said, Nottingham, and was in low housing, for example, on a council estate, again, it taught me a lot. It taught me so much. And I always had this dream, this destiny for more, for better. And I knew that I can achieve it, and it's inside of me, and I can make that happen. And like I said, here, I'm living in Cyprus here, in this beautiful place. From watching TV shows, location in the UK, for 15 years, it took me to make that transformation to actually be here in Cyprus. And now I class myself as living in a luxury lifestyle, because it's luxury surroundings. The beauty that is around is luxury. The people that you meet here is luxury. So although someone may come from the projects, it doesn't mean to say it is permanent. You should always see living in the projects as a temporary thing, because whatever the situation is, you will fit according to the situation that you are. But don't see it as a temporary thing, because we as human beings are always evolving and growing, and we have that ability within us. And although we have AI around at the moment, we can still build a community wherever we are. And this is why I'm doing this video today, to talk to you about my journey from projects, being in low housing, for example, to being in Cyprus in a luxury living space and owning my own business and running my own business. And I'm doing it my way. And there's enough for everyone to grow and develop. This is not specifically for the billionaires. This is not specifically for the millionaires. This is also for us everyday people to grow and to develop, and use those hardships as your diving board, as your board to jump and to grow into another level that you're able to do. And I wanted to share this video with you and to share a bit of my lifestyle of what I do at the weekends in order to give me energy and strength to focus during the week so that I can serve my clients because I've served myself. We all hear the story of what the pilot says on the plane. You must put your own mask on first, oxygen mask on first, before you can help others. And this is the reason why I do what I do. I serve into myself first so that I can help serve into you. Otherwise, you will be running on burnout. And I want to say to you all today, what is it that you're doing that's helping serving you so that you can help serve others? Some of you may be working in the hospitals as a nurse, as a healthcare worker, or even in the community, or even in care homes, for example, or whatever work you do. What is it that you're doing to serve you so that you don't become stressed, so that you don't become burnt out, and so that you can grow and develop you? Because wherever you are right now, it's not your permanent situation. So just like with me, I've had multiple different jobs, but I always knew that it was not the be end and all of what I'm doing. I always knew that I wanted more. So I grew and developed myself to get to that level. And now I'm able to enjoy something that I dreamed of from 15 years ago is now a reality. Like I said, I've quantum leaped here in Cyprus from where my life was, from when I was a young child. And I'm here today to tell the story that although you may come from a disadvantaged background, it doesn't mean to say that that is your path. You use that as strength to grow and to develop you. So you use that as your energy, as your fuel to become the person that you want to become. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video today, because I wanted to give you some inspiration. Because if you are living in the projects right now, take it from me, I've been there, I've been in multiple projects, and I never saw it as my permanent solution. There's plenty of YouTubers out there right now that have come from the projects that are doing extremely well right now. You know, not everyone sees it as a permanent fixture, and you should see that as your diving board to greatness. So this is your race, and only you can make yourself the winner of your race, because you are the only competition that you need to think about, not what other people are doing. You're the competition. You have to push yourself to do better and greater. However, whatever you call that or see it as is entirely up to you. We've all got our vision, we've all got our glasses that we see through, and we don't all see the same vision because we're human beings. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to you growing. Drop me a comment, let me know if you lived in the projects and whereabouts in the projects did you live. I lived in Bronx, New York, and there was multiple projects, and one was Fenton Avenue, Bronx, New York, and the other one was Hicks Street, Bronx, New York. So that's one of them. And in Nottingham, I lived in Nottingham, Hyson Green. So like I said, we've all got a story and we've all got our challenges in life, but we can overcome those challenges, because I tell you what, I always think of the Frank Sinatra song, New York. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. All right, so have a wonderful, blessed day, everyone. Take care. Thank you. Bye.